This is my first video, so be gentle on me. Today I want to talk about time. What is time and how do we perceive it? How do we know that time really is what we think it is? Some of the greatest scientists or greatest minds of all time have felt that time may be an illusion, that it may just be simply something that we humans have invented as a way of helping us understand the universe or understand the world that we live in, and to help us navigate through our day-to-day lives. For me personally, I always felt that there was more to time than we think we know. Like, we think we know and understand time, but I always felt that there was something more to be learnt, or more that we could experience with time. And I felt this from a young age, from when I was little. When I was young, and I first started hearing science fiction stories, I heard about time travel, and I was really fascinated by that idea, that even if it's science fiction, that humans could possibly go into the future and see what the future holds, travel forwards in time or travel backwards in time and see what the past looked like, and see different aspects of reality from a different viewpoint. As a kid, I had funny ideas and funny dreams. I almost felt like one day I wanted to be a time traveler or something like that. I almost wanted some of the science fiction stories to come true. I really enjoyed these sort of stories, and even though I knew that they weren't real in the sense of what everyone else understood, somehow I felt that maybe one day time travel might become possible. So that was when I was little. When I grew older, I began to experience deja vu, and I didn't know what it was when I was a certain age, and I experienced it several times. And it was only in high school when I mentioned it to someone that they said, "Oh, that's deja vu, that's what that's called. And this thing happens to other people as well." And I was surprised, and I went into the library and I found a book. Which one thing that I read in a book was that if you focus on your dreams and you try to remember your dreams, sometimes there's a higher chance of you being able to make deja vu happen or experience deja vu. And so I tried it a few times as a teenager, and I realized that it seemed to work if I tried to focus on my dreams or try to remember my dreams. Sometimes what I experienced in my dreams would become the deja vu in reality, and I would feel like I had been in that place before. It wasn't a strange feeling of not knowing where the deja vu came from. I knew that it came from my dream. Out of all the deja vu experiences, there was one that really stood out in my mind and that I still remember clearly. In it, I was in my dream and we were at a family friend's house, and there were some kids there that I knew, and we were in a particular location, and for some reason in this dream I knew that I had been there. And then about 6 months or a year later, I went around to this person's house. It was a new house that they had just built, they just moved in. It was far away from where they used to live. And the parents were talking downstairs. All the kids ran upstairs, and we all sat at the top of the stairs, just above the stairs, and we were all chatting. All of a sudden I realized that the scene that I had seen in my dreams was suddenly playing out in reality. It was exactly the same. All the kids were sitting in the same position. I was sitting in the exact same position and looking at them. And it was a really amazing sort of wow kind of moment when I realized that this was exactly what I had seen before. And I remembered that I was remembering being in the dream and remembering in the dream that I had been there before. So I was remembering myself remembering, and it was a really amazing feeling. As I grew older, I started to get wrapped up in daily life, the 3D world as you might call it, and I forgot to, or I didn't pay attention to my dreams and ideas and beliefs that I had of myself when I was younger. I started to get wrapped up in everyone else's way of doing things, how everyone else runs their lives, and I tried to follow the same formula. Study, work, have a job, focus on all those things. And over time I kind of forgot. I never completely forgot, but I didn't put much time and energy into those ideas of time. And then in this year, in 2019, I was introduced to the Mandela Effect, and I was surprised to find out about it on YouTube videos, but I wasn't shocked or scared or worried in the way that a lot of other people on YouTube seem to be. I was more curious, and I had that childlike wow sort of getting really excited about what could be possible, and I was really excited about the fact that maybe there is more to this reality than what we had believed or thought, that maybe really there is some sort of magic or some sort of consciousness or some sort of higher power that runs the universe and runs everything for us. And I sort of fell into a weird category where most people that experienced the Mandela effects were heavily affected, but when they tried to talk to other people, the other people would just ignore them and say they were crazy. I sort of fell somewhere down the middle where I didn't observe a lot of effects, only some. I wasn't heavily affected, but I wasn't scared or worried or nervous or anxious about it. I was just really, really curious. I just felt like I just wanted to spend as much time as I could just researching what is possible and researching all the experiences that people had. So I spent a lot of time on YouTube watching videos, but also reading lots of interesting comments from experiences that people have had, and to me they all sounded quite believable, they all sounded quite genuine. So I was really fascinated just to hear all those stories that people shared. The really interesting thing for me, and somewhat exciting thing for me, has been since researching the Mandela effect and learning about all these phenomena that people have experienced, I started to pay more attention to the world around me and also my thoughts and my actions. And one of the things that I observed, one of the interesting things I observed was I felt like sometimes I knew what was going to happen in the future. Like sometimes you just know that something's going to happen. It can be intuition. You could be driving down the road and you just know someone's going to pull into the wrong lane in front of you, and that could be intuition from lots of driving experience, or sometimes you have a feeling, just a gut feeling that something's about to happen, and then 30 seconds or a minute later or 2 minutes later, something does happen. And I've even had a few experiences where I could almost picture, I could see a particular person or particular car driving, and I could picture different scenarios play out in my head, where this car had driven towards the bridge, spun around, crashed, gone off the bridge. Another option where the car had spun around but not too fast and it crashed, but it was not too bad. Another scenario where the car just hit the brakes and everything was okay. And then when I was driving along and following this car, about 20 seconds later, I got towards the bridge and the car had hit the brakes, turned around, done a U-turn and gone the wrong way up the on-ramp. Gone the wrong way up the ramp off the road, off the bridge to another road. So it could be intuition or it could be something else, but sometimes I feel like sometimes you feel like you know the future. So it almost feels like time really is an illusion, and maybe there's more to it than what we've understood to this point. So what are your thoughts?